All right, are we ready? Happy Wednesday, KW Southwest. No bueno. Let's do this again. Happy Wednesday, KW Southwest.
Happy
All
Wednesday.
right, ready to sell some real estate this month?
So,
Hey, is it just me or does it feel like we just started the year and yet it's March? Yes? Okay, just making sure I'm not alone. Perfect. All right, well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. My favorite part, bucket fills. Anybody or anything that you are grateful for that you would like to share some gratitude, new listing, new car, babies, marriage, grandbabies, vacation.
That guy's got one.
Whoa, yes. He sure does. Bucket fills, yeah. All right, we have one over there. Let me run to you.
Oh no, we're about to lose.
I want a bucket filled Dipti because she's an inspiration to so many of us. She had her first closing today. Third closing today. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't know all the details because she was supposed to say it.
But you know what? Actually, I want to share something really good that I'm proud of myself and being here. Thank you for KWSW because I was in one of the training, and there was a people were bragging about, oh, Kelly William takes so much commission, blah blah blah. And I was listening. I didn't say anything, and I was like, I'm happy. Where am I? And we were doing all that, right? Negative thoughts. So after everything was done, the people were eating, and then they were talking about contract 1 to 4. There were agents from past 10 years. They don't know how to fill the form. And I was so proud of myself that I taught the class on that, how to fill the form. I'm not the pro, but I am learning the best. So thank you so much for everyone, all my mentors, all my teachers. I was very happy and I was bragging all week that thing. Thank you.
Awesome. Anybody else? New car, new baby, vacation,
Oh, it's kind of funny that you said
new
car.
listing.
sun's out. Sun's out.
Sun's out. That's
Yes.
a bucket fill.
All right,
Sure.
Tasha.
I just did my first sponsored breakfast for elementary school. Don Jeter Elementary School had their Black History program this morning, and I was nervous because there was a lot of teachers in there, but it was well received, and I'm excited about that.
Coming this way. Anyone? All right, we have
Oh.
one over here.
Countryman's in the house. Look at that.
Bradley.
I don't like to brag on myself. So I had a closing on Monday, one coming up on Friday, 2 days, and 3 listings going live this week. So come talk to me because we need to get rid of them.
All right, love it. Anyone online?
We've got no.
Oh, you got one?
Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
so you're
Look at
taking
that.
both for free. Like it. Okay. Anyone online?
Forgot.
No? All right, Echo, I have one. So we just returned from family reunion, and there were 65 agents with us amongst all of Chad's offices. And Nimesh and I, as you heard about the surprise event, we spent a lot of time figuring out what do we want to do to really create experiences worth giving. And so I wanted to say thank you to all of the agents that attended because we did not share any information. All we told them was make sure that you dress up for a happy hour with a jacket, meet us in front of the hotel. We bused them to an unknown location, which was a private airport. And then we had 12 private helicopters and we took them over like a night flight over Las Vegas. And it was with a happy hour and open bar. It was just such a great experience. And so, the reason why I'm sharing it is I saw so many agents break through their fears.
Yep.
And that feeling was just amazing.
It was.
So-
Well, and to add to that, right, we had a lot of people freaking out, apprehensive, some leadership included, and yet very controlled. Nobody was freaking out like that, but there was fear amongst the room. Yet every single person of those 65, outside of an individual that had a medical condition, all wrote it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yes. And thank you, Christina and Majestic, for the buses. But what were we supposed to
Well,
say? Yes.
yeah, it's a surprise event.
Plus, you were just throwing darts, like you were. Yeah.
On the Las Vegas Strip, that I was like, it had to be a mud.
Yeah. All right. Well, awesome. Let's move on. I would like to welcome Mr. Rashid. Come tell us a little bit more about your company. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's lunch. If you don't mind, just stand over here so people online can see.
Hi, I am Inspector Rashid with To Inspect. I am a certified master inspector, and we are a one-stop shop. We do home inspections, termite, pest control, and mold, new construction phase inspection, since I'm also a code inspector. That is all about me. Thank you for having me here. I hope everybody has the business card. Please scan it because we have 3 lucky drawings. And so if you share your contact information, so there in the back of the card, there is a QR code. You can scan it through it. Or from there, either way. I hope I had one over here.
Just scan it, put the name on.
Just scan it and put your first name, your name, phone number, email, and it will share automatically. It's a new digital way.
So it says connected, that means we're done?
Yes. And
Oh, they're like around. They passed them out earlier. Or there's this little QR code right here too, if you guys.
pass you. It will be just easy for you. Yeah. And if you put a promo code VIP 100, you can order online and your clients will appreciate it because they will get $100 discount on home and termite inspections. And we are already quite cheap. My wife is bringing lunch shortly because they don't deliver before noon. So she will be bringing some Chick-fil-A for you. We are multi-inspector and we are also bilingual. We are adding inspectors every other month. I have an associate, Victor. He speaks also Spanish and he has quite a huge background of construction. There are a few people I see familiar that use me before, like Sapna. Sapna, can you say something what you like about our company?
Absolutely. So I met Rashid for the first time because he was a buyer's agent representative. But I've used him myself. He is on time. He responds. His report is very detailed, okay? And then I had an incident where there was a confusion on the report, and not his fault, but he came back. And came back to the house to kind of clear it up. And ever since then, he's on my list. He's really good, you know. He doesn't talk that much about himself. He has his wife who does all the appointments. And he responds, I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised at the service he is offering. And I have used the same guy for so many years. And, you know, sometimes you meet someone new and you add him to the list. You should definitely try him because I think you will be very happy. And yes, he's cheap.
That was you. Really, that was you. Yeah, there we go.
Next day or whatnot, we do not move from one property to the other until you get and your client get the report on site. And again, guys, I just want to make sure you guys know, we are not the deal killers. We do send us your clients, all the nervous people of the world. We polish them, we put them into the eave and bring them to the closing table.
Awesome.
So for your very next appointment, I sure appreciate it if you give us a try. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Rashid.
Let me see.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me see the pricing.
All right, are you guys gonna stick around so you can give our agents the pricing, or you wanna do it right now?
I'm here ready.
Okay.
Wendy Harden,
Yeah. Good job, Wendy.
Heather Lowry,
Yeah, Heather Lowry right there. Yeah, Tara. Where's Tara? Yeah. I guess, oh no, I was gonna say. Good job.
We have first step to bowl tomorrow. Very excited. It's gonna be over 100 people in the room, so come early.
Push 150.
Good tea. And then March 6th, we have Ramadan Iftar. We have a flyer for that
Yeah.
right here. You can RSVP at the front desk, and then I believe it starts at 6 p.m., correct?
it says 6 p.m.
6
Yeah.
p.m., yes. Also, we have Shredding Hunger.
There's a flyer for it. There we
Here
go.
we go. April 26th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can also get with Greg regarding customized flyers if you want to use it for your own marketing social media. It's not too late to register for Bold in case you have not registered for the first step. Do we have any slots available?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, yeah, for sure. There might be a few.
You're gonna receive the materials lunch, and it's definitely a great class to attend. The material is completely new. All right?
Yeah.
Nimesh?
Good. Awesome. All right, let's start rolling since we have a packed house. Little housekeeping real quick, because nobody probably heard you actually, because it looked like a dime. All right, here, you can have this. Yeah. All right. So the only thing that was more exciting than our helicopter ride this year was, of course, the economic update. So I've got, I'm going to spend the next 55 minutes or so covering these slides. No, I'm just kidding. But I do have 35. So let's go through these really quickly, okay? So an important piece of when we're at family reunion is that Gary gives a forecast for the next 6 months, right? Gary Keller gives a forecast for the next 6 months of what the economy looks like, what the housing market could look like. And the goal is to utilize this information for your own benefit, right? Internalize it. And how are you going to translate this and relay this information to your clients? And that's the big thing. All right. So I will fly through some of these guys. And my intention is to maybe have a whole hour or so dedicated to mastermind around this at a future date here. Okay. TV's a little tilted. All right, here we go. So let's start with home sales. And as you can see, the history since 1990 of home sales. And we're looking at 2024. And 2024 actually matched 2023 with 4.1 million home sales. Now, if we look at the projection that we're seeing, again, it's just a projection for 2025. What are you seeing here? It seems like there's going to be a slight uptick, all right, 4.2 million. So again, the sky is not falling. You guys are going to see a little bit of a theme here, okay? So let's go into monthly sales. And I found this really interesting. This is 2020, looking at the history of it last year, 2023, which is in purple, compared to 2024. This is month to month. 2024, which is in teal. And what I found interesting is that you can see this graph at the top right. That is your shift graph on our typical cyclical market, right? We know that June, July, May, June, July are hot months. You can see what it looked like from 2023 to 2024. What do you see there? Right? In the summer months, we saw the market actually weaken over in 2023. Naturally, we saw that. But check it out here at the end of the year. Right? We see there was a massive uptick. In fact, in 2024, November and December nationally outsold the summer months. All right? So what are you telling yourself and what is actually happening in the market? All right, that's the reality. Remember, the market is up here, not out there. Okay? Home prices. I always love this slide. Okay, so this teal line is your natural, what we call the trend line. And year over year, a typical national appreciation rate in history is 4% appreciation. Now, historically, we saw a massive jump, right? We saw it in 06 before when we were 21% over our natural trend line. And we saw that obviously dramatically come down during the Great Recession. Now, we are stabilizing a little bit, yet we're nearly 10% above the trend line right now. Okay, so again, prices are up, but what do you notice here between 24 and then the projection for 25? Right, it's still continuing to go up, so prices are still appreciating, all right? But this is also telling, right? This is annual appreciation. We saw the reason for where we are above the trend line is because of what happened right between 20 and 22, where we saw massive increases, yet obviously we've all seen some stability in the market, right? Where we've seen some prices did come down in 23, and yet we saw a bit of an increase in 24, yet that's starting to come down a little bit now, where price increases are starting to slow down. Okay, here we go. Inflation, home prices based on inflation and interest rates, right? So you can kind of see the history. I won't spend too much time here, where we saw massive increase during the boom, and then when we saw the rates spike, we actually went below the line. Okay, we actually saw a decrease, and yet now people are starting to get used to some of these interest rates. We're seeing a little bit of stability, so our appreciation is starting to go up a little bit. Okay, total market volume. Okay, in 2024, we had 2.2 million in volume. Look at the projection for 25. It's looking to increase. Okay, here's the interesting thing. At the end of 2024, we were at 1.5 million agents nationally. All right. In 21 and 22, right here, when we hit our peak, we were at 1.6 million agents. You know what the number is now in 2025? We're in the 1.4s. Okay, what is that telling us? Agents are getting out of the business, and you're going to see that in a little bit where it's showing up. Okay, all right, inventory, again, this is natural. What are we seeing in the market? It's low, yet what? It's increasing slowly, right? Slowly. So that is what we're seeing, okay? Inventory is increasing. Mortgage rates, I'm not going to harp on this too much because it's been relatively steady. Understand the message that we want to send here, or the story we want to tell. Historically speaking, okay? I'm saying recent history from 1990 to today, or in the last 25 years, your average interest rate has been 6%. Okay, so where are we now? Where are we projecting? Right now, we're in the high 6s, maybe pushing 7. Our projection, or Gary's projection for 2025, and his team, his financial team, analytics team, is saying about 6.5%. Hey, that's not that far off of our national average. So again, it's not crazy. That's the story we're telling. Here's what's interesting, right? 74% of our current homeowners have interest rates that are 5% or less. So what does that tell us? Nobody may, I mean, that's going to be a challenge, right? Yet some people have to move, right? Or they need to move. And then they also probably have a decent amount of equity built up because of that, okay? So we'll get to those numbers again. All right, we all love this, right? Affordability. I thought this was super interesting. So this year, we're at a 32% affordability rate. So what does that mean? That means that when we talk about principal and interest of their mortgage, basically, homeowners are paying about 1/3 of their income in principal and interest. 1/3 of their income. And we talk about it in rentals, right? Oh, we need 3 times the rent? Well, heck, this is like 3 times the mortgage. Okay? So again, super interesting that consumers are spending about 1/3 of their salary on their mortgage. All right, personal savings rates. For a quick thing here, in 2021 in personal savings, look at that. It shot up to 11% in savings. Why is that? Right, we were getting stimulus checks, and yet what was happening? People were not using it like they were intended to. They were hoarding it, weren't they? Yeah, so that's why that savings number jumped, and yet look where we are now in 24, 3.8%. Okay, so savings have decreased substantially. Now, here's the good thing, right? Inflation is seeming to ease up. We're at roughly 3% right now, right? We're looking to be closer to 2 this year. And then the projection going into 2026 is it's going to continue to decrease. So that should hopefully be a good sign. All right, let's shift focus now to our production. Okay, sides per agent. Look at this. Moving into 2025, what is it showing? It's going to be an uptick per side. Why is that? Say that again. Fewer agents, Sherry, you're right? Fewer agents leading to increase per side. So this is all about being in a skill-based market. Hence, are you going to utilize this data when you're talking to your clients, right? Show your competency, right? Volume per agent, that is also increasing. Why? Same reason, okay? Same reason. Home prices are not dropping. There's still production being out there, yet there's less agents to do them. Transaction sides per agent. Yeah, you're either on the buy side or the sell side, right? Yeah. What does this slide mean? Volume per agent. So this is saying that the average amount of volume, so basically saying that the average is $3 million in volume per agent, which is going up from 2.7 from last year. Yes. Okay. Now again, 21, because there were just a ridiculous amount of home sales, it was at 3.6, nearly $4 million an agent. At that time, we had 1.6 million agents, though. We've dropped nearly 200K since then. All right, listings with price drops. Yeah, okay, right. The consumer is still getting used to the newer market, right? So sellers have, some of them have unrealistic expectations. Some of them are pushing back. And then we have to have an I told you so moment, right? Some of us are fighting with that now. We're seeing days on market increase. Look at this though. Number of new listings. Okay, inventory is growing. Listings are coming on the market as of January. We're seeing, again, cyclical market. We're getting into the term now where people are going to start selling more houses. We saw a massive increase month over month. Okay. It's a great question. I think this would be new listings, so no. Okay, there was another comment or. Yeah, yeah. That's a great observation. Last year we had 325K in January of new listings. We're at 406 this year. Absolutely. More sellers are coming on the market. Yes, Sherry. Yeah, that's exactly what Lee was referring to. Yeah, yeah. And I'm pretty sure in this data, we're talking about brand new listings. Yeah, like new. Yes.
For the last 3 months, whenever we go over the numbers with the ALC, month over month, starting October, we have seen a significant uptake in listings taken for our office.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome. All right. I just wanted to bring this in here real quick. Distressed sales. Okay. Meaning, yeah, what we know that a lot of consumers have a lot of equity in their house, right? In their home. So we're foreclosure, short sales, they're still relatively uncommon. Okay. They're still relatively non-existent. Yet look at this. All right. We are seeing maybe some more show up. Okay. Not much though. Not at all. 2%, but that's better than the less than 1% that we saw during the boom. Okay. Again, right here, underwater homes too. We're still at a historic low. Why is that? There's so much equity in the houses, right? Sellers have a lot of equity where you owe more than the house is worth, or you're upside down, okay? Yeah, so 1.8, I mean, our historic average is 6%. So anything below that is great, and yet we're at 1.8 and holding steady, right? It's virtually non-existent. Why? Because again, price value shot up so high that there's most people have a lot of equity in their house, so they're not upside down, okay? All right, home insurance. I just wanted to throw this in here because we all know it. We all gripe about it. Come on, man, do something about it. I know, right? Yeah. Yeah, here's the reason why I wanted it is because so you guys can see it here. Yes, absolutely. We saw this dramatic spike, right? Yet it seems to be easing a little bit. Any comments on that? But it shows 2% in the last 6-month decrease, right? Any additional data on that? Are you getting me or? Oh, okay. Okay, what's that? All right, move aside. Okay, hey, something really interesting. Generational wealth transfers. All right, 73% of the people over 55 say they want to give all or some of their estate to their children before they die. Okay? All right, boomers currently control $85 trillion in assets, almost half of the assets in the United States. Okay? So Either talk to them or talk to their kids. Build a relationship with one of them at least, guys. Come on, right? Okay. All right. So again, I thought that was a big piece to target there. And then 19 trillion, basically 20 trillion of their 85 trillion is in real estate. Okay. All right. We're going to keep going on that. All right. First time home. Was there a question? We're good? Or are you getting hungry in the middle of my operation? All right. First time home buyers. 24% in 2024. That number definitely decreased. Why do you think? Scared, affordability, price increase. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's increasing, right? The age of first-time home buyers are increasing. Absolutely. Okay. All right. I did want to throw this in here to make you guys settle a bit. Look at this. This is weeks in home search, meaning how long an average buyer takes to find a house per se. A motivated buyer. 10 weeks. 10 weeks. 2.5 months. Look at the numbers though, guys, since 2003. They're not far off. Meaning if the buyer doesn't find a house in 6 days, guys, don't freak out. Okay? Now, if they're taking longer than 3 months, right? If they're taking longer than 3 months, you guys might want to have a constructive conversation. All right? But on average, they take 10 weeks to find a property. All right? 2.5 months. All right. First steps in buying processes. Looked online, 43%. Contact a real estate agent, 21%. All right? So 64% of the consumers either looked online or went straight to an agent. Here's the telling part. Okay? But the information source that the buyer used, a whopping 86% was from the agent. So what does that tell us? I mean, yes, they were searching online, but once they looked online, they reached out to an agent for support. Okay? And where buyers found the home they purchased, of course, naturally 51%, more than half found it on the internet. And again, nearly 30% was from their agent. Okay, but we just saw the number before that, internet led straight to the agent. Okay. Methods of home purchases, guys, 88% are still using agents today. 88%, that's nearly all of them. Only 5% went straight to a builder without representation. Okay, and then 7% were previous owners, seller financing. All right, how buyers found their agent. 40% was a referral. Okay, and then 17% used their previous agent. Okay, so 57% of the consumer found those. Yeah, look at this. Look at this, a 4% increase year over year on using their previous agent. Okay, all right, buyer interviews. 75%. This is big, guys. We're talking about the market changing and buyers and compensations and, oh my God, buyer agents are going to be out the door. They're going to go straight to seller listing agents and not be represented. 75% of the consumer never got past the first buyer's agent. Get the appointment. Focus on the appointment. 4 appointments, you'll have 3 clients. Okay? 16% never got past the second. Okay, so it's whopping nearly, there's a 91% never got past the second agent. That's nearly everybody. All right, look at this. Most important factors for buyers. Number 1 and number 2, experience, honesty and trustworthy. And then number 3 was reputation. Okay, 65%. And then friend or family was 4th. So either a referral, but they wanted either experience, honesty, trustworthy, and reputation. Right? Be the skill-based agent. Be the professional, right? Be the, show your comprehension, right? All right, homes as a financial investment. Let's keep going. All right, buyer repeat and referrals. 88% this past year said they would use their agent again. What was the number that did? 17. Love on your people. Love on your people. 88 said they would use it again. Buyer seller satisfaction, same thing. Buyer satisfaction, what is that? 82%? 92% said they would use their agent again. Right? 90% of sellers said that they would use their agent again. They were satisfied. All right, let's flip to the sellers. 2024, 38%, nearly 40% were referrals for listing agents. Okay, and 28% used them previously, so repeat. Seller interviews, 81% never got past the first listing agent they interviewed with. That's even higher than buyers. 81%, 96%, 96, nearly everybody never got past 2. I like the line, hey, if you know, I would love to be your second option. Right? Would it be okay if I'm your backup? Okay, if you don't get it, because you can have a good shot at it if you're one of the first 2. Again, 87% said that they would use their agent again. That comes from the satisfaction. All right, method used to sell their home. 90% still use agents. 90% use agents. So it's all in your head. This was interesting. Okay, incentives offered to attract buyers. 76% was none, but yet look at this uptick here a little bit. Assistance in closing costs, we saw it come up a little bit. Okay, home warranty policies actually went down, right? Credit towards modeling and repair went up 1%. So we might see this a little bit increase, right? Where there's a little bit of negotiation and incentives offered for buyers. Okay, and then that's what I had for you today. All right, guys. What's that? Which one? Method used to sell their home?
Just looking at how iBuyer programs are.
Yeah, so iBuyer programs, here's the funny thing, right? We're at the place where I mean, I even saw something yesterday or today that said Open Door, or one of those, was in some problem or some challenge because they just don't have enough funds. Yet, look, there's insignificant data to even give a number for iBuyer. That's where they are these days, which means it's probably less than 1% because they couldn't even qualify for an asterisk. Okay? And for sale by owners, you're always going to have them around. You'll look at that number in the last 18 years. It's 4%. Don't worry about it. Okay? All right. And yeah, off market, stuff like that. That could be. Yeah.
But what does that tell you? You must connect them, will always win, right? See, I was thinking about it as I was looking at new cars. You know how now it's super popular, and few of our friends recommended, oh my gosh, you can buy a car through Carvana. Have you heard of that place where they rotate? You can buy it through Amazon. And yet, don't you still prefer go to the dealership, talk to somebody, test drive it? No? Okay, let's do a survey. If you prefer to talk to the person, test drive it, and have an in-person experience, raise your hand. Same thing in real estate.
I do that on Saturdays. Yeah. Why is this not? Oh, there we go. Hold on. I forgot. I wanted to end on something kind of funny because you actually brought up like, oh, is anybody one of their bucket fills? Did you get a new car? Right? This was great. Incentive offers to attract buyers. I need to meet the one of you that are actually offering cars as an incentive to attract buyers. Buy a house and I'll throw in a Tesla. Like, which one of you is doing that? Because that's 3%. Like, no, it's other incentives, cars, TVs. Anyway, I thought that was good.
Maybe in California when you have a different market, you
Maybe.
know? Or
California.
Yeah.
or
Maybe.
right, or
Maybe.
New York, you know, when your average commission is $500,000. All right, I would like to welcome our panelists, Heather and Tasha. Please come on up. And since we don't have 2 chairs, you guys are gonna be up front. And so, as these 2 fabulous ladies attended many breakout sessions at Family Reunion, I asked them to pick 2 that were the most impactful ones that if you guys implement, you will make more money immediately. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to start with Tasha. Tell us your biggest, the most powerful ahas from attending Family Reunion.
I think my biggest aha, I attended the becoming a more attractive agent. My biggest aha from that was they gave us 5, and I'm going to read them real quick. I'm so nervous. Oh my gosh. Becoming an attractive agent, the 5 things they gave us: pick your audience, identify your community, differentiate yourself, have systems and procedures, and build trust. And one of the things that I highlighted amongst all those when picking your audience, the mega agent said that if you're speaking to everybody, you're speaking to nobody. So that kind of resonated with me. Sometimes I know me, I'm kind of like all over the place or whatever. So I'm in a season in my business right now to kind of zone in on the things that I like to do with real estate. I took a little break after my mom passed away, kind of work business that just came to me. So now I'm in the season to bring in the fun back to real estate. I don't want to work hard. I want to work smart. So talking to a lot of the agents. My POA for family reunion this year was to go in, of course, with a plan and connect with the communities that I'm already a part of on Facebook. So I have my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta sorority. We always have a luncheon and we mastermind. We talk about how to strengthen our referrals. I'm also a part of KWBREN, which is Keller Williams Black Real Estate Network. So they have things going on, do family reunion as well. And then the Pivot group, Pivot Shaw, if you're not a part of James Shaw's Pivot group, that's another community too as well. So my goal was to, and it wasn't overwhelming for me this time either. Usually, this is my 4th family reunion. Usually I'm like, oh my God, what I'll bring to wear, all that kind of stuff. But this year it was more calm. I had a plan. I met a lot of people. Me and Heather hung out. And I also attended the investor one too, how to find properties for your investors. And I mean, that's a lot of notes, but the biggest thing I took away from that is know the numbers, know your investor, know exactly what they're looking for, and know how to research things like make your search smaller, research insurance costs in different areas, kind of be an advisor for them. So that was my biggest piece.
Awesome. Heather.
That's good. Fabulous. Thank you for sharing that. I loved it. Loved it. Loved
We
it.
love Heather. We hung out.
We had so much fun. We had
We
so much
did.
fun together. Here's the thing that I want to encourage you. The book is coming out soon. Don't worry.
Yes,
Don't
it
worry.
is.
No. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is really encourage y'all. If you have not gone to a family reunion, put it on your list. Okay. This was my 3rd family reunion. I feel like every year it gets better and better. And it's interesting because you do have this dynamic of your focus changes with each time that you go, and the energy there and the connections that you make are priceless. You can't put a price on that, not only inside of our office, but across the country. So I just encourage you to put that on your list, make that a goal, stash some cash every time you have a little closing and try and make that possible for you next year if you can. Plus it's a write-off, y'all. It is a write-off. Okay.
And the office give really good parties
Yeah.
that, they pay for it.
That's true. That is true. That is true. That is so true. A couple things that I took away that I wanted to share today that I think is really important that resonated with me is we had an inspirational speaker that I had never heard of her before, honestly, and her name was Jamie Kern Lima, and she was the founder of It Cosmetics. She also has a book that she has written. So I really want to encourage you to kind of Google her story. I'm not going to go into a lot of it except for a couple things. She was a news anchor. And then she started a cosmetic company in her living room, y'all, in 2008. And she was so persistent, and that's kind of the key that I took from this. She got so many no's, it was ridiculous. And I'm not talking about no's from your neighbor, Sweet Sally Susan, okay? I'm talking about no's from corporate big people, like big corporate names, over and over and over, to the point where I thought, I mean, we couldn't believe how many times she heard no, and she kept going, because we were like, we would have stopped 5 people before that. And so she started that in 2008, y'all. She sold that in 2016, 8 years later, for 1.2 billion in cash. L'Oreal ended up buying her out. And so it really just stuck to me is how many times, that's what I'm going to ask y'all, how many times have you heard a no since you become a realtor? Okay. And then what is that number for you? Because that should be your fuel. I want you to use that. I want you to challenge yourself in 2025 to keep track of your no's and let that fuel you, because she is a perfect example of what we can all do, every single one of us in this room, when we hear a no. So that was what I took away from her. Fabulous story, her determination, because she believed in what she was doing. And when you believe in what you're doing and who you're doing it for, what could go wrong? Right? So sure, it's Jamie, Jamie. Kern is Kern. Lima is Lima.
And I want to add to that also, we were talking about that. The first person that told her no, because of her appearance
Yes.
and everything.
Yes.
She actually hired him
Yeah.
after she got
He's
big.
working for
He's
her
working
now.
for her now.
He's working
Yeah.
for her now.
Yeah.
And they're great friends.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it goes back to the personal connection, right?
There's also a great book that if you haven't read, I highly recommend it. It's short and easy and yet very powerful, and it's called Go for No. Have you read Go for No? If you haven't, $10 investment, very powerful book. Any other ahas that you guys would like to add?
There's an interesting one. There was a guy named Richard Rubin who did 150 million in volume in 1 year. Okay, and it was based on repeat business. And it was so encouraging to hear his story as well. And that, y'all, that's the great thing about this family reunion. The numbers are massive. The numbers are huge, right? Even as solo agents, so many times you hear solo agents will never make it. And then you're in a room with someone that's done 3.5 GCI as a solo agent. So it's just the power of hearing other people's stories and what they can do. And this is what he said. That was my aha moment. He said, be an advisor versus a salesperson. Okay, and I love that because that's part of our responsibility when we walk into that house, when we are with a buyer, when we're with a seller, to be an advisor for them and to give them the data, to give them the numbers and to help them to feel comfortable about what role they're in and the path that they want to go on. So I thought that was a good aha moment for me too.
And there's always at family reunion, there's always phrases that stand out. I know, I can't remember if Gary said this or not, but I heard the phrase, good enough is not good enough anymore. Like that was one of the things that stood out. And then also recognize your superpower, like recognize what your superpower is in your business, whether that be open houses, whether that be events, whether that be whatever, recognize that. Another thing that stood out to me, and this is my interpretation, what I heard from Gary myself, Brandon was like, I didn't hear that. But Gary, you know, I loved his vision speech. I like the fact that he recognized that these estimated 2 years, the season, we're going to be in this for another 2 years estimated, right? But I like how he said that there's going to be some sad times. People are going to lose their jobs, but where's the silver lining for us? There's going to be foreclosures. People, sad to say, people die, right? They have to sell their loved ones' homes. So my interpretation of his vision speech was there is a silver lining. I know that we can all get caught up into, oh, the market's not good, things are not good. I know I can take a whole day of that in my pajamas in bed, complaining about how things are and things like that. But family reunion is so uplifting. And not only, I like going to the mega agent panels, but I also like talking to people around me, especially solo agents. I'm a solo agent, and it just lets you know that it could be done, right? And the agents that are producing at a high level, they're using all the tools that Keller give us. I mean, and it's so simple.
That's right.
And every time walking away from family reunion, I'm like, this is what they teach us. Like, it's a very
And they all
easy
have the
model.
same book, like
They have the same
book.
book.
We all have the same tools. I mean, that's the point, y'all, is that if they can do it, why can't we?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing? So it's so important. And we survived the helicopter.
We did, because I was not getting on that helicopter.
One last thing let's give them a clap. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you. One last thing that I would like to add. There was a panel with Rory Vaden, a gentleman that showed up, or gentleman, right? That showed up out of nowhere. I just saw it on the maps page. That basically built an entire business, such a significant increase based on an AI. And all this gentleman did is he used the stadium pitch builder for value proposition that we all covered, but then he asked the AI, give me 365 questions a buyer would have about moving to Sugarland, Richmond, then answer it in 60 seconds and post daily. That's literally the lead generation strategy. And that's what put him on a panel. So if you are not utilizing the upcoming technology, AI, it's time for you to get familiar, explore all of the options and what it can do, because it is a powerful tool. All right, I want to shake it up a little bit because right now we would have our awards, but I can tell you guys are sleepy a little bit. So instead, we are going to invite our high energy business partners and then do clapping and awards. So with that being said, we actually have a new one that I would like to start with. That's going to be our preferred partner, and that is Orbit Title. That's partnering up with us along with Majestic. So now we have two of them. Let's give them a round of applause. Come on up, come on up, come on up. And then if I can invite the rest of you, come on. Share with us what's new.
Should we talk real quick?
Yeah, you go ahead. And there are people online, so make sure.
Hello, everyone online. I am Deborah McGuire, and I am with Orbit Title. I'm the sales rep downstairs. I'm so happy to see some of you guys here that I've already met in person. So I had a couple of fun questions that I wanted to give giveaways for, and one I just already blew, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Does anyone know where we're located? Okay. So you're
They should know the suite number.
speaking at 100, 150. Oh.
160.
Wait, I heard it. 120. 120. Who said that?
Yeah.
Julia.
And then my next question, nobody can hear me online. Does anyone know the second language that is fluently spoken in our office? And you can't answer this question if you were at our class yesterday. I heard it. Spanish. Good job. Good job. Oh, I know what I'm going to give you. Okay. Good job. And besides those two amazing qualities, we also make sure all of our closings are seamless and smooth. And all the ladies in the office, it's me, my processor and escrow officer. We've all been in the business for 8 years, and we are just excited and ready for y'all's business. Really quick, I just want to make a couple announcements. We are having a class Tuesday, April 29th at 11 a.m. It is a lunch and learn. And it is going to be specifically on AI and how you can use that for your social media. It's going to all be interconnected. Also, if you text me your cell number and your name, and I'll give y'all my phone number at some point, I will text you a seller's net sheet calculator that you can use for yourself or for any of your clients. And then finally, I'm offering this to you guys just here in this room. If you're having an open house this weekend, and you will text me the day and time, I would be more than happy to have tips, treats, cookies delivered to your open house. So, okay. And Sapna can tell you how awesome that is.
And they were warm.
Where they are warm. So anyway, we are so excited to be a preferred partner. Please think of us the next time you have a listing.
Awesome. Thank you.
And she brought these cookies and I was like, she goes, oh, I'm downstairs. I'm like, I should have known that. But that was really sweet.
Good. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is James Acosta. I'm with Farmers Insurance. We are grateful to be y'all's insurance partner. We rank ourselves as a farmers agency, but we actually write through 20 different companies to best serve your clients. Guys, I have been hanging around Keller Williams now for 15 great years. We have partnered. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that clap, Brandon. Yeah, so 15 years. And I'll tell you this, in my 15 years of hanging around Keller Williams, I say hanging around, partnering with Keller Williams, I have never seen insurance be spoken about more at family reunion than this year. Right? I mean, there were slides on it. So let me say this. Never has insurance mattered more to the real estate transaction than it does today. Okay. Now, it can be a negative or it can be a positive. The way that our agency is built, we say our agency is built for the real estate transaction. It's in our tagline. It's why we are the insurance partner, not just to KW Southwest, but to 6 other market centers here in Houston, because we believe in Keller Williams and its models and systems. And we have created models and systems to give what we call a great client experience. Leverage us to be able to deliver to your clients a great experience. Now, there's a process that we built for it, and I want to have that conversation with you guys. So reach out to us. You can find our contact information on that poster in the corner over there. We'll reach out to you. If you get a call from our team, take that call warmly or text or email, however we communicate. But it can be leveraged as a positive, and we're doing it all day, every day. So please give us that opportunity. We appreciate the opportunity to be y'all's partner. We've done a lot of fun things lately, and we'll look forward to helping you.
Hi, it's Catherine and Denise with New American Funding.
Yeah, what is this energy? That is not allowed in our office.
Okay, so I'm not used to being up here. I haven't been up here for a while. Oh, yeah, I'm very shy. So we just wanted to bring something to you guys, something new that New American Funding is coming up with. It's dual licensing, where you realtors can actually get licensed as a loan officer and get a cut on the loan officer side. Just get with one of us. We can tell you how to work it. You do obviously have to take all the classes and everything else.
There's gonna be more information coming about it, but, yeah, that's coming soon. For now.
That's it for us. I mean, you know where we are. We're right up in there. Barbara's office and right at the front, Dale's right by the front door, so. Thank you.
Thank you. And Christina, who helped us sponsor the secret buses at Family Reunion.
And I kept my mouth shut and no one knew what they were doing. They were so worried that I was gonna spill the damn beans.
For that,
Dang
I'm
beans.
very proud. Even Chad had to make a phone call saying, can you really just keep your mouth shut?
And I did. I literally didn't even tell my husband. Like, he didn't even know I was going on an airplane or a helicopter. And he goes, "You're doing what?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going on a helicopter." He's like, "Well, you didn't tell me that." And I was like, "See, I can keep a secret." Okay, two things. I know Namesh was talking about boomers owning 80% of the market or having 80% of the equity in the market. We actually have a tool, a farming tool that I can show you guys that will help you identify boomers in a specified area that you want to work in. So if you'd like to see that, please reach out to me. And then number two is I have an ask of you guys, with a little story involved in it. When we are funding a file at the title company and there's a cashier's check, first of all, wires are great. We don't have to verify those, but cashier's checks must be verified. And if clients and agents and offices and everyone is wanting their money the same day, we have to call and verify those cashier's checks. Has anyone tried to call their local bank lately? They might as well not have a phone, okay? They might as well not have a phone number because they do not pick up the phone. So if you are working with a buyer and you're going to closing and they are bringing a cashier's check, when they go to get that check, ask them to grab the branch manager's business card so that we can contact them directly. I see this head nod over here. She's like, "Yes, God, please, please." That will just help us fund files easier and more quickly and get everyone to their respective places and money dispersed. So thank you guys.
All right, thank you. Sounds good. All right, awesome. Rui, come on, take it away. Let's celebrate our agent. Somebody took the clicker. Oh, you're spoiling it, Normie.
That's what They didn't see it. We're right.
You've seen that thing in, what's that, Men in Black? Look into the light and. No, I wanted to congratulate everybody. This January is actually a really big month. It's been really cool. Going through the presentation, I'll go through it pretty quick. The listing units, individual listing units. We've got Lyle Mugi, Susan Garzinski, Serena Chow, Serena Chu, Elizabeth Rivera, Candace Warner, Sahar Khatib, and Sapna Patel. They together did 43 transactions in the 43 listings in the month of January alone. Her teams, the Diaz team,
Yay!
Castins team, the Castins group, Sharon Parker group, and Marta Mohan team. They did 20 transactions or listings. For the groups, Audra O'Neill team, Akil Properties, BMP team, SIA Group, and Kathy Stubbs, a total of 52.
All right.
So between the three groups together, they did over 115 listings. I don't know how many cars were bought, how many TVs were sold for this, but 115 transaction listings, 3%. Listing volume, this is the actual dollar value. Lyle Mugi, Sapna Patel, Heather Lowry,
Yeah.
Sahar Khatib, Candace Warner, and Anna Venegas.
Anna! Yeah.
She was here just a second ago. So together they did $25 million in volume, listing volume.
That's awesome.
For teams, the Castens group, Marta Mohan team, the Diaz team, Julio Roque, Rajesh and Nita Desai,
Awesome.
they did just over 6.5 million. And groups, the BMP team, Kathy Subs, Audra O'Neill team, Akil Properties, and SMS Group. 23 million for a total of $55 million in listing volume alone. That's pretty impressive. So these are the individuals' closed units. This list is quite large, actually. This includes both listings and buyers. Kevin Coles, Elaine Hatton, Brandy Zimas, Karen D'Souza, Robbie Yansky, Bincy Jacob, Ara Powell, Antrashel Schumach, Tanisha Foster, LaDonna Parker, Angelia McDaniel, and Serena Chu for a total of 19 units. For teams, we've got the Diaz team, the Castens Group, Ya Real Estate, Lupita Decal, and Meshi Slama. For a
Yay.
total of 40 units.
That's awesome.
And then for groups, we have Akil Properties, BMP team, Kathy Stubbs, Audra O'Neill, HTX Realty with Vamshi, and SIA Group for a total of 46. That group, all these together is 105 units for the month of January. It's crazy. Individual adjusted close volumes. This is the actual dollar amounts that they've received, or the highest adjusted volume. Kitty Valance, LaDonna Parker, Laura Parks, Brandy Zimas, Susan Garzinski, and Bincy Jacob. Next is adjusted close volume for teams, the Diaz team, the Castens Group, Meshi Slama, Lupita Decal, and the Irvin team. And for groups, Kathy Stubbs team, the BMP team, Akil Properties, Audra O'Neill team, and SIA Group. They did a total of almost $678,000 in commissions for the month of January. Yeah. And capped agents. These are the agents who capped during the month of January. Kevin Coles, Elaine Hatton,
Yay.
Angela Jackson, Robbie Yansky, and Laura Parks. Triple Crown. These are individuals who've actually done 3 or more transactions, not including leases. These are sales on both sides, buyers and sellers. Lyle Mugi, Robbie Yansky, Kevin Coles, Brandy Zimas, Antrashel Schumach, Bincy Jacob, and LaDonna Parker.
Hey.
So this is a big one for me. First KW listing. That was like the biggest thing, man. When I got my first listing, it was so cool. It was huge. So I got to give props to these guys as well. Gloria Padilla, Jamil Eniafe, Julio Roque, Kirti Garantla, Yanet Soto, and Samuel Butler.
Are they so busy taking on listings that they don't have time to take headshots?
And I don't think I see any of them in here. Oh, Gloria's there. Yeah.
Yeah, Gloria, congratulations.
Yes. They're that busy, so. And then $1 Million Club. These are the individuals who had had at least $1 million in volume for the month. The BMP team, Kathy Stubbs team, Akil Properties team, Kitty Valance, Audra O'Neill team, Diaz team, Brandy Zimas, LaDonna Parker, Lone Star team with Laura, Antrashel Schumach, Sapna Patel, SIA Group, Bincy Jacob, Femi Rogers, and Rima Mahota.
Yay.
They did almost $30 million in business
For the month of January.
for the
Love
month
it.
of January. And that's kind of like the lower of the month. So it's up from here.
Awesome. Let's give everyone a huge round of applause.
2 more slides. For the top profit share agent for the month of for this month was May 10.
All right.
And then we'll go through the Kellerversaries. For February 2025, first year anniversary is Arthur Chapman, Bob David, Hannah Hussein, Greg Lee, Stella Marie Manalo. Second year is Kemi Ugunmola. Third year anniversary is Alicia Griffin and Ellie Wynn. See, you can get your own music there, so that's awesome. Fourth year is Zaida Benitez, Tahira Harrell, Vince Calaracal. Fifth year, Toyin Adiogba, Samuel Ayo, Birdie Cobb, and Greg St. Fort. He's not here. Okay. Sixth year anniversary, David Rosenthal, LaShambra Ewing. Eighth year, Cassandra Noyen. 10th year, Chris Lisak.
That is right.
We saw that at family reunion for sure. Yes. And Lou Yu. 11th year, Emily Shepard. 14th year, William Hennessy Sr.
Oh.
15th year, Christy Lai. 18th year, Chad St. Jean. Wow. Serena Chu has been here 19 years. She probably brought Chad on. That's part of my presentation now.
That's awesome. Perfect. Well, congratulations to every single one of you. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you tomorrow during Bold. Enjoy some delicious lunch. Yeah, let's do the QR code one more time for first step to
If you
Bold.
have not registered for tomorrow, register now.
Yeah.
QR code's in the back and on the screen.
And enjoy some fabulous lunch while DJ Norman will entertain us. Thank you. He just canceled.
Oh, you did.